The Golden Rule is found in many religions, ethical systems, indigenous traditions, and secular philosophies. It is considered by many to be the most universal moral teaching in history.
We are all just people and we're all quite the same. Hurt your neighbor and you hurt yourself. We are all connected and there should be no one to blame. So treat everybody like yourself. So many ways to say it, but just one basic rule.
The Golden Rule is also known as the ethic of reciprocity.
Welcome to Scarborough Missions, the home of the Golden Rule poster.
Scarborough Missions is an internationally focused organization committed to social justice, interfaith dialogue, cross-cultural relations, and global consciousness.
And so, quite naturally, it's quite fitting that a place like Scarborough Missions would give rise to something as wonderful as the Golden Rule poster. It was developed by Paul McKenna. The poster captures the main traditional religions and the way that they expressed this Golden Rule. And when Paul developed this poster, it was before 9/11. And he thought, great, it'll get to all the Catholic high schools.
There are those wise souls who remind us that the greatness of the Golden Rule is matched only by the difficulty involved in living it.
Buddhism. Treat not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful.
Christianity. In everything, do unto others as you would have them do unto you, for this is the law and the prophets.
Baha'i faith. Lay not on any soul a load that you may not wish to be laid upon you.
Little did he know just how far this little poster was going to go. It is now a #1 world best-selling poster. It can be found in the Vatican, it can be found in the United Nations, and wherever Sikhs and Muslims, Hindus and Jews are coming together to talk.
In fact, Hinduism encourages believers to imagine a God that is best for them, even if that God comes from another religion.
Diwali is an autumn festival. It's a festival of lights where Hindus, we decorate our homes and we use a lot of colorful lights and light a lot of candles.
Let me tell you where the whole idea of the Golden Rule poster came from. Somewhere in the 1980s, I was flipping through this book on world religions, and I came to a page that had about 5 or 6, 7 sacred writings taken from a host of religions. This really struck me. I'd never seen it before, and it triggered in me a passion and an energy and a commitment that I've never lost. The original purpose for making the poster was actually as a tool for promoting dialogue, cooperation, and understanding among the world's religions. What we were surprised was the impact of it. A man in Ethiopia named Musi Hailu, who is an interfaith activist heading an organization that is Ethiopia-wide, discovered the Golden Rule poster and has really made it his mission to spread this word across Africa. He has translated the Golden Rule poster into his own indigenous language and has distributed 10,000 copies. He is committed to getting it into the hands of every head of state across Africa. During our World Religion Retreat Days at Scarborough Missions, we have the students do a little art exercise in which we ask them, after they have read over the 13 sacred writings of the Golden Rule from different religions, we ask them, what would the world be like if everyone lived according to the Golden Rule? And what's most striking is the students really understand immediately what the issue is and what we're after and what this idea of one global family means.
And for many people, they see the Golden Rule as the cornerstone or key moral reference point because it is found in so many cultures and religions across history. Well, the way I put it is to reflect on the Golden Rule is to reflect from the perspective of a universal wisdom. So therefore it makes sense that all of this is working together, Golden Rule, global unity, global consciousness, global ethic. And I think that's what's grabbing people, why the poster grabs people, because it speaks to them of something that's real and happening across the planet.
The Golden Rule inspires values of mutuality, interdependence, and reciprocity.
One global family. Well, to me, I think that means that the whole world is like a neighbor, one big neighbor. So you help your brothers and sisters around the world. It's like helping your next door neighbor who's right beside you. So it's kind of the same thing.
Scarborough Missions has developed workshops and retreats which inspire students to animate the message of the Golden Rule through art, drama, and music.
My name is Marilyn Grace, and I'm the chaplaincy team leader at Cardinal Carter Academy for the Arts. I had a wonderful opportunity of taking my grade 12 leadership class to the Scarborough Foreign Missions, and we had a wonderful experience bringing the Golden Rule to life.
Two bugs are playing in the middle of the road when all of a sudden a car came speeding towards them. Lucky Jane the Janus was there. No! Beep, beep. No flies will die on my watch.
Well, kids teach you a lot about what works and what doesn't work. Students have taught me that it needs to be holistic. That we need to, a day that to be effective is not got to be about information, it's got to be about an experience. Katie and I usually begin the day with some sort of introduction that gets them to be still. And so the first thing she does, and I just love this, is take a breath. She invites us all to just stop and take a breath. And that is where we begin. And she says that the breath is like, well, as Gandhi says, our best friend. And the Golden Rule begins with ourselves by taking a breath. We come to days like this so full of ourselves and the pressure. We're so full of information, so full of pressure, that nothing new can get through unless you kind of create a path. And the pathway really is through childlikeness. And we do it through the best activity I've ever come up with over 20 years, and I call it a scavenger hunt. And you divide the group into like groups of 4.
Team to come up will get 30 points, second 20, third 10. So if you can place in my hand a picture of the Queen. Thank you, 2, 3, thank you. So Taoism gets 30. What's your religion? Islam gets 10. First first person here gets 30 points, then 20, then 10, showing me a hole in your sock. That's a guy's advantage. Or in your clothes.
It gets them laughing. It gets them in a childlike, open, kind of receptive way where they can really receive the message of the golden rule.
It would be a very exciting way to live our life and a very peaceful way to live our life. And each of the world religions that we'll talk about also take the golden rule as a part of their world religion. And they express it as a way of living life.
Confucianism, one word that sums up the basis of all good conduct, loving kindness. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself.
Hinduism, this is the sum of duty. Do not do to others what would cause pain if done to you.
Native spirituality, we are as much alive as we keep the earth alive.
Jainism, one should treat all creatures of the world as one would like to be treated.
We're going to ask each group to enact their golden rule. So Islam's going to enact theirs, Buddhist theirs, Hindu, Native spirituality, and Taoism. Here are some of the caveats. Listen. You may do a rap, a song, a modern day skit or scene. You can do an abstract motion thing, but you're to embody the golden rule and your faith tradition and the corner of the world that you are from. And we're looking to see also if you're united and cooperating and using all the gifts and skills that you bring together. So you're really putting all your gifts together. We're going to give you 20.
The golden rule isn't just something that's intellectual. It's a whole body experience. And so to watch my students take that golden rule, whether it be from Baha'i or Judaism or Native spirituality or Jainism, they actually incorporate it into their bodies through voice, through sound, through movement. And I think for them, it made it very real, very tangible.
I would say that, acting them out and just doing them, right? You're just connecting like body and soul together. Because religion deals with soul, right? But like, that's not all it is. Like, we can interpret through like using bodily movements, worship in different ways.
Maria Cristina Bafundi. I'm a teacher at Dante Alighieri Academy, and I'm the department head of Religion Studies. We have been working with the Scarborough Missions for quite some time now, for a good number of years, with the retreats, working with the Golden Rule and with the Grade 11 and the Grade 12 program. And when you have them removed in a setting where in fact they're able to display their talents, their musical talents, their artistic talents, it's wonderful to see, because it was a moving experience to see the students working together from different groups, and a lot of them were not friends necessarily, and coming together because they were from different classrooms and working together collaboratively, and it was wonderful to see because they learned from one another and they really understood the message of the Golden Rule. And oftentimes we talk and talk and talk and teach and preach, but it's wonderful to see them responding in such a way, in such a positive fashion. In fact, we were all moved by it. They only had a few minutes just to work together. They had a half an hour, 35 minutes, and it was beautiful to see how together they were able to produce a script and then work together and then display it to the rest of the group. And it was a beautiful experience.
Buddhas say what? Buddhas from the north. Treat not others in ways that you yourself would find hurtful.
And it was beautiful to see and to witness the students were able, from their own personal knowledge, of how they associate that religion and the importance of displaying their faith through the drama and through that artistic form. So it was a wonderful experience. Tony, for example, with the preaching.
Dear God, Heavenly Father, you know we're all sinners, so why do you bother? All we really need is a few minutes of silence to take away the evil and eliminate all the violence.
I think there'd be less violence, less strife amongst communities. I think we'd be more unified in our efforts. We could probably do a lot more for the environment and for people in need if we were more together in our efforts.
Do to others as you want others to do to you is part of our planet's common language.
I think one global community is something we're all called to. I think no matter what faith tradition you come from, most faith traditions, that's exactly what it's about.
My name is JC, and I'm completely crazy, full of divinity. I represent the Trinity with my 7 disciples from the West.
It's coming together as a humanity, as a humankind.
Do unto others as you want them to do unto you. Don't be a fool. Follow the golden rule. Matthew, Mark.
What is important is how we treat one another and how we live out our experience of God through our intimacy with our communities. I think one global community is something we all strive for.
Unitarianism. We affirm and promote respect for the interdependent web of all existence of which we are a part.
Islam. Not one of you truly believes until you wish for others what you wish for yourself.
The golden rule of Judaism is, what is hateful to you, do not do to your neighbors. This is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it.
I'm Deb Gove, and I'm the high school chaplain in a place called Heaven on Earth, Father Henry Carr. I teach world religions as well as my role in chaplaincy. And this is the 2nd semester that we've incorporated the Golden Rule into our curriculum. And the way that the students have put together the skits is an amazing way for our students to learn about the Golden Rule and to actually experience it. The students, when they put the skits together, really have to think about the religion and to think about what it is that the religion brings to the Golden Rule and what the Golden Rule brings to the religion. They learn about discrimination, they learn about how students can be treated badly because of their religion, and they also learn how the Golden Rule can make life a lot easier for them if they live their life by it.
I played the teacher of the religion class in which we were learning about Hinduism in a world religion class. I played the teacher in which I was sort of the peacekeeper. I never interrupted anybody's comments about other people because I let my students learn from each other and solve their problems in their own way.
I was in the skit on Hinduism, and I was playing a character that wasn't very understanding of the religion. I was making jokes towards the religion because I didn't understand the nature of the gods and how they prayed towards them.
You'd be surprised how a little drama skit can bring the introverts out and make them extroverts, especially when they have a message. So the Golden Rule and the message of the Golden Rule was very, very important. So they put aside their shyness and became extroverts for us.
For the religion Jainism, I learned that whatever you do to others will be a consequence that will come back to you.
Oh, it's that stinking bug. Get away! Get away!
One should treat all creatures of the world as one would like to be treated.
Excuse me, please don't touch me. I don't have to listen to you.
A Jainist came up to me and he's like, we're all beings the same.
Today was so annoying. I hope I'll feel better in the morning. Oh my god, what are you?
I'm the Janus Peace Fairy. I'm here to let you know that what you did today was very wrong.
What do you mean? It was just a bug.
It wasn't just a bug. It had life, just like you do.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay, if that attitude goes on, I shall turn you into a bug.
Ew, I'm a bug. Ew, what is this? That is so disgusting. Why is everything so big? Oh my god, Gibson, help. I'm so glad you're here.
Ew, a bug.
Oh no!
My brother stepped on me and he killed me. One should treat all creatures in the world as one would like to be treated.
Who cares?
I do think that this is the kind of message that they'll take with them for the rest of their life. One of those moments in time that they will remember down the road. I think the message was very clear, it was very profound. Those who experienced the discrimination within their skits, as well as those who watched the skits, because I know that in our follow-up to the presentation, that they were all very moved by what they saw and what they heard. And I think they embodied the golden rule as a result of it. So I think this experience of the dramatization and the skits is very profound for them, and it will be something that they take with them for the rest of their lives.
I think that it would be a much better world if we were one community instead of segregating ourselves from our friends and brothers and sisters.
Sikhism. I'm a stranger to no one, and no one is a stranger to me. Indeed, I'm a friend to all.
Regard your neighbor's gain as your own gain, and your neighbor's loss as your own loss.
Do not do to others whatever is injurious to yourself.
We are as much alive as we keep the earth alive.
In everything, do to others as you would have them do to you.
There are also those wise souls who remind us that knowledge of the golden rule comes not with study, but with practice.
Tomorrow will be yesterday. I'm smiling, standing here to say, don't worry, nothing's in my way. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. Tomorrow will be yesterday. I'm smiling.